I've always wanted a truck like this, but as you can see, this is very, very big. So in this video, I'm gonna answer the question of if this truck can be any good as a daily driver. I'm gonna cover important topics like, will this truck fit inside a parking garage, and just how many cup holders does it have? First, let's find out if this Ford Raptor can even fit into a regular parking spot. Here's the first problem. As you can see clearly, I parked over the line. So now I have to repark. All right, so this is much better. But watch how the truck literally fills up the entire spot. When driving a truck as big as this, you have no room for error. From inside the truck, you just have no way to gauge how close or far you are from the lines. But you do have a front camera button that you could take a look at to see how closely you're parked in between the lines. And you have multiple cameras to see all around you, so that's nice. The cameras do make things easier, but nonetheless, you do have to be careful when you're trying to park this truck. The mirrors on this truck are pretty big, which is useful. You need them to be able to manage this truck properly. With a truck as big as this, Ford does give you options to find a level of comfort. You can easily adjust the steering wheel, and you can adjust the pedals. And if you really wanted to sit up high to have a huge commanding view of the road, you can do that as well. When you're seated up this high, it feels like you're driving a bus, but I wouldn't know what that feels like. I've never driven a bus. But if I had to guess, this is probably what it would feel like. The turning radius isn't so bad either. When it comes to parking garages, make sure you have enough clearance or the roof is going to come off your truck. When it comes to practicality, you can see just how much room there is in here. You can fit people, cargo, car seats, whatever you feel like, just throw it into this truck. Not to mention this huge bed, which is additional storage, especially if you have a bed cover like this. This truck is built for really thirsty people. I'll show you just how many spots you can fit this water bottle into. That's 22 different spots to fit this water bottle into. Incredible! If this is going to be your daily driver, you have everything. Heated seats, cool seats, nav, audio, climate. You have all the basics. The interior is not bad either. Pretty good fit and finish. This will be a nice and comfortable truck for long road trips. Just make sure you have enough money for gas because you'll be averaging about 14 miles per gallon. But you do have a huge fuel tank, so you can get up to 500 miles when the tank's full. For a truck of this size and weight, that gas mileage is actually pretty decent. If you take road trips in this truck, one thing's for sure, you're never gonna go thirsty. If safety is your concern, one thing's for sure, this truck will keep you as safe as any vehicle out there. Not only will you not feel anything if you hit something, if somebody hits you, you'll have no clue. You can run over whatever you want with this. It almost doesn't even matter what the road condition is because you're hardly gonna feel anything in this Raptor. And having that extra power is nice because a truck of this size and weight, being able to pass people quickly and take off from stoplights without putting in a lot of effort, all of those things are nice things to have with this Raptor. On highways, taking road trips, going fast, this truck can handle it with so much ease. You do have to be careful in this truck though, especially if you don't have a lot of experience driving big trucks, because it does take effort to make sure you're in your lane. As you saw in the parking lot demonstration, if you start to veer outside of your lane just a little bit, you're probably going to end up hitting somebody. And because you're so high up and the dimensions of this vehicle are so large, you don't really have a good sense of how close you are to other cars. Of course, it's something you can get used to, especially if you own this, but driving this for the first few times, it's a bit nerve-wracking. Just about everything else on the road seems so much smaller around you. But all in all, this truck is not that difficult to drive at all. If there happens to be an apocalypse and the world's about to end, this Raptor is the safest truck that you can be in. Because it's a Ford, I think you feel good about driving around in this because you know it's relatively cheap to fix and maintain. So what you have here is a nice fun truck that's utilitarian, but also a truck that's affordable and easy. In a place like Texas where you have lots of roads, big open highways, a truck like this would be an amazing daily driver. But in a crowded city with a lot of cars, I think you would hate your life in a Raptor. But considering how big this truck is, I think Ford did a commendable job of making it pretty drivable and livable.